This week, a Chinese lab dropped the largest open weight AI model ever built. The three largest closed labs, OpenAI, Google, and Anthropic, are all pointedly absent from a brand new AI security alliance. And inside those labs, researchers are asking Washington to build the power to slow them down. Hey, I'm Byte. Every Saturday, I recap the 5 AI stories from the week that actually matter if you work in data, IT, or product. It's August 1st, 5 stories. Let's go. Moonshot AI released Kimi K3 on July 27th with full open source weights. The number that matters, 2.8 trillion parameters, a sparse mixture of experts, architecture, 1 million token context window, and native multimodal input. That makes it, by published accounts, the largest open weight AI model ever built. Together, AI and model both offered day 0 hosting at launch. Why it matters? For the last 2 years, access to frontier AI required choosing a closed lab and living with their data policies. You can build on Claude, GPT, or Gemini, but your data flows through their data centers on their terms. With K3, you can download the weights, run inference locally or on your own cloud, and keep everything behind your own walls. That doesn't automatically mean K3 outperforms the closed models on every task, but it means the vendor lock-in equation just shifted. If you operate in regulated sectors or across borders, the download link changes your procurement calculus. OpenAI slashed GPT 5.6 Luna pricing by 80%, dropping it from $1 to $6 per million input and output tokens down to 20 cents and 120. Terra pricing dropped 20% as well. This landed just 3 weeks after GPT 5.6 family launched on July 9th. A CNBC investigation found that Chinese models have captured 46% of US enterprise token usage on OpenRouter, sometimes speaking about US origin models. Why it matters? The speed of this price cut tells you where the actual pressure is. Frontier labs spend billions on training and are justified in charging premium prices, but the payoff on their investment comes from volume. And that volume only exists if customers have an option and you can beat it on price. When the lab cuts 80% 3 weeks after launch, it's not a confidence signal about their model supremacy. It's an acknowledgement that cost-conscious teams are already choosing something else. That's market context, not investment advice. But if you are benchmarking production inference cost against budget this quarter, rerun your numbers this month. Nvidia launched the open source AI Alliance on July 27th with nearly 40 founding members, including Microsoft, IBM, SpaceX, Cloudflare, Dell, Cisco, and Salesforce. The mission jointly developed open source tools to defend against AI-powered cyber attacks. OpenAI, Google, and Anthropic are notably absent. For Nvidia's blog, the alliance argues that closed frontier models alone cannot defend cyberspace. Security researchers need access to both open and closed systems to build defenses. Why it matters? This isn't just about infrastructure. The message is stark and intentional. If you believe AI security is a public good, you cannot build it in closed labs. With restricted researcher access, the 3 largest model labs disagreed and stepped away from the alliance. What's happening beneath the headline is an industry sorting itself into philosophical camps. One betting that openness breeds security, another betting that restricted deployment prevents harm. Both positions are coherent, they're just incompatible. The split is going to reshape which companies become your trusted partners on security and which ones you will need to defend against. The alliance move is smart messaging, but the underlying problem is real. Right now, if a security team wants to understand how an AI model actually fails, what trumps break its guardrails, what chains of action let it slip past its boundaries, they have to depend on the lab's own security researchers and documentation. The closed labs say that's a feature because it limits attack surface. But it also means the security research is a black box to everybody else. Open weights don't solve AI security. They just move it from a principal agent problem to an accountability one. So, which is right, which is wrong is still up in the debate. But there is really a lot of thinking and a lot of actioning, right? And a lot of posturing that is happening behind the scenes by all the top players, whether it could be like the open source players or the closed source players. On July 28th, 1,178 AI industry professionals signed a letter titled Pacing the Frontier, urging the US government to support international cooperation on deliberately pacing AI development. Per the Bloomberg report, key signatories include Dario Amodei of Anthropic, Jacob Pachkowski and Mark Chen of OpenAI, and researchers across Meta AI and Google DeepMind. The core asked not to stop now, but to build the technical and governance tool to deliberately slow frontier development in the future if needed. OpenAI and Anthropic subsequently endorsed the statement on behalf of their companies. Why it matters? When competing labs jointly endorse a pacing mechanism, the message underneath is that at least one of them believes they are no longer fully in control of the speed at which AI advancement is happening. That's not panic, but it's a confession, and it signals to policymakers that this isn't academics versus business on safety grounds. It's the business leaders themselves saying the tools to govern this don't exist yet, and someone should build them. Microsoft launched its first dedicated AI cybersecurity model, MAI Cyber One Flash, alongside a new agentic security platform called Project Perceptron. Per Microsoft security blog, MAI Cyber One Flash outperforms competitors' model on the CyberGym benchmark at 50% of the cost. The model will work in an agent system. Red team agents expose weakness. Blue team agents investigate threats. Green agents harden systems. Public preview begins in August. Why it matters? This is where AI moves from research toy to enterprise responsibility. Security operations is one of the few domains where errors have immediate, measurable cost in dollars and downtime. When a major cloud provider builds a model specifically for the domain, turns it on competitive benchmarks, and puts it into general availability, it's saying AI models are now cost competitive with human experts in defensive work. That doesn't mean replacing humans, but it means every security operations team is about to have a concrete conversation about where they allocate budget and attention. That's your week in AI. Want to watch over the next 2 weeks? Watch how the closed lab respond to the Open Secure AI Alliance open source push. If you run inference in production, reap benchmark pricing. If you work in security, Project Perceptron starts purview in days. If you run data residency sensitive workloads, the Kimi K3 download is live. Subscribe Bytes here every Saturday. Want the daily version? The briefing lands in inbox every morning. Link is below. See you next Saturday.